Hi Capricorn, this is Jessica with Whispers of Grace Healing. I am here today to do your May 2020 general reading. This is going to be for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So if you are new to my channel, hopefully these messages will resonate with you. But remember, these are general readings. They may not apply to everyone, but if this message does or does not resonate with you, it's always a good idea to go check out your Moon, Rising, and Venus sign. So if it resonates with you, great. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe. Welcome all my new subscribers. I'm so glad to have y'all joining the family. I'm seeing a lot of new faces and it's so exciting. I love how this family is growing and my vibe tribe. Love you something fierce. It was so good connecting with everyone and I'm just like really grateful for the community that we have. So thank you. All my information is down below. If you need to get in touch with me for any reason, you can do that through whispersofgrace1016@gmail.com. And these are going to be channeled messages. I've already been picking up a lot of information on a couple different levels. So even though we're not using tarot today, hopefully the messages will be just as accurate for you. Now, the first thing that I did notice as soon as I started tapping into your energy was that your third eye and your solar plexus are very, very active this month, Capricorn. So no matter what your gender or your role, like I feel that a lot of us that have, especially those who have been severely impacted by the whole COVID-19, I feel like for those that have been impacted financially, this is kind of lit a fire. Like I feel that most of Capricorns are very driven when it comes to their career and finances and security. But I feel like the first few weeks of it was kind of like a refresh because you were working really hard before all this stuff went down. And so it was kind of the break that you needed, but as time went on, that pressure started to kick in, the anxiety started to kick in, and it's like, now I need to move, I need to do something, I need to feel like I'm doing something with my time. And some of you might even start to feel like I'm being lazy, I'm falling into a slump, or whatever the case may be. And so now you're kind of reprioritizing your goals. It's like I can see a lot of you kind of going over, am I happy at my job? Do I want to do something different? What can I do with the projects that I have going on at work? Like, how can I refresh that energy and yet still be comfortable with the finances that I'm bringing in? So I feel like there's a lot of inspiration coming through for you this month, Capricorn, and I find it really, really important that you start prioritizing what some of these goals are, like no matter what it is. So when you start prioritizing, they want you to make a list. So once you make this list of goals that you have or ideas that you want to kind of play around with, figure out what inspires you most, what really excites you, and then start the steps of what are steps that I can take to move further towards this goal. Some of these goals are going to be bigger than others, like long-term goals, but that doesn't mean that you can't start the process now. Some of you are going to reap a reward very quickly just from making the steps. I feel like some of you have been kind of playing around with some ideas for a long time, but just really kind of scared to take that leap of faith. And now they're asking you, if you want it, start putting it in motion and we'll take care of the rest. So I think it's a really important time for you to kind of just play around with your imagination and don't forget to dream big, okay? Now, some of you, I do feel like whether you have not been affected by the whole COVID-19 thing, where you're still able to go to work and it hasn't impacted your finances, I do feel like a lot of you have been kind of using this as like a blessing in disguise because you see a lot of people like really suffering now that they're at home all the time. And it's an easy distraction for you, Capricorn, okay? Especially the ones that are overworking. But it kind of seems that even though you're not impacted as much as everyone else, you're still noticing that there's there's this fear, okay? And it's a fear of, like, this could happen to me. So it's even more of a drive to, keep the work up and make sure that you're not taking really any time off. And if you do have time off, you're still thinking about work and security. So what they want to remind you is to remember the balance, okay? Um, some of you really need to, like, learn to take a load off and be more present within your relationships. And because you have this underlying fear, which a lot of people around you might not even know what you're truly struggling with, because now there's a fear of being in loss like everyone else and you don't want to be there. So it, again, there's this like extra drive there. But they want you to remember to check yourself if you notice that this fear, this underlying fear of being in loss, is it being projected on those that are around you? You might even see that it comes out as some sort of agitation or some sort of bitterment, random like little outburst where you might say something you normally wouldn't. And it's because there's this underlying trigger, but there are easier targets, which I hate to say it like that, but it is. They're easier targets to kind of let that energy off than to be able to control what the economy is doing. And that's just how your brain is working. So they really want you to be aware of that and make sure that the moment you realize that you are projecting any sort of fear or discomfort onto someone else in your life, that you're checking yourself and really asking, where is this coming from, and is it really have anything to do with the people that I'm projecting on? Okay, so those are just a few things. So what else was there? I feel like a lot of you need to learn to, like, truly ground yourself and be more in the present moment. Okay, so a lot of you are kind of going through, no matter which side of the spectrum you're on, there's a lot of downtime. There's a lot of moments to think about what's going on in this world. And I feel that some of you are getting sucked down the rabbit hole. That's not going to be for everyone. But if you do find yourself overthinking or being in fear more than normal, then I would definitely, like, make use of your time wisely, okay? No matter if you're working every day or if you're not, make sure that you are more present in every moment, okay? So grounding is a very good exercise, whether you just walk barefoot, go hug a tree, plant in your garden, just spend some time outside with people that mean a lot to you, and be like, truly listen to hear but not to respond. Have genuine conversations, be rooted in the moment, whatever that means for you. But I feel like this is going to be a really good way for not only you to let some of the stress and the weight that you've been carrying about being the supporter, the financial caretaker, whatever it is. There's a lot of responsibility that's on Capricorn's shoulders, and this need to provide and be the provider, that it's causing a lot of unnecessary stress, because you're realizing there are things beyond your control, and that's not a good feeling for Capricorn. So just realize that there are people in your life right now that truly love and care for you. But I feel like some of them are also picking up on some of your frustration, and you could be picking up on theirs. And so it's like this snowball effect. If you've been noticing that, I feel like it's really important that you start like making more quality time within your connections, whether that's your kids or your spouse or your parents, whatever that may be. But try to have more quality time and really figure out how you can hone in on the energies to kind of settle the dust, because it just seems to be a little cloudy right now. And the more that overthinking and the projection happens, the worse it's going to get. And I feel like someone might even end up getting a little bitchy or snappy at the end of the month if it's not taken care of now. So that's what I got for you. But I do feel that for those of you who are feeling the third eye and the solar plexus activation, pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to the visions you're having, the goals that keep reoccurring for you, and feeling this push or pull to try something new in your life. I find it really, really important that you start taking those necessary steps, because the universe is wanting to provide for you. So open the door for them and let them take care of the rest. All right. I wish you all the best and love and light, everyone. If you enjoy this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, share with your friends, drop me a comment. I love reading your comments, and I will talk to all of you soon. Bye.